Tropical Cyclone Faraji has continued to intensify overnight, and as you can see with the satellite appearance of this storm, it is on the verge of becoming a Category 5 tropical cyclone on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It's well and truly became a Category 5 on the Australian scale, and that is something it has held for 24 hours now. It is by far the strongest storm of the year, and it's continuing to impress us. I mean, that eastern eye wall has repaired itself very nicely. It's come out of that eye wall replacement cycle nicely. It got itself moving just before its collapse. This storm has had a lot of luck on its side. It's just improved its structure gradually over the day, and we can now see solid -80s wrapping around the majority of the storm structure. It's a very good-looking storm indeed, one that is on the verge of becoming a Category 5. Now, as you can see with some microwave imagery, all of the eye walls are completely built up now. It's got the nice eye wall. It's a complete ring of red. The red is where that eye wall is quite a solid one, and even some yellows poking up, which is a very reflective eye wall indeed. That's a powerful eye wall. That southern eye wall is probably the strongest at the current time, but it's moving around to the west. It's a very significant eye wall appearance indeed. Now, take a look at the sea temperature map. You can see that there has been some upwelling where the storm has. In fact, sea temperatures have cooled down to 23 degrees Celsius where the storm was. Now, that's what 12 hours of stalling does. You don't typically see this sort of stuff in the Western Pacific or the Atlantic because the ocean heat content is so immense, but it's definitely done some damage, and it almost ended up killing the storm. Take a look at the ocean heat content map right now. This is a day old, so the upwelling hasn't really came through in this image, but we can see that there was a significant decrease in the area the storm was. Now, the storm is going to be heading into some better conditions, and it looks like it will be back on the intensification run, maybe even rapid intensification. We cannot be riding off a 150 plus knot system here. It's going to be a very strong storm indeed. I have the storm right now of 130 knots. I reckon it could be stronger in the next 3 to 6 hours or so. Now, take a look at some visible satellite imagery. The appearance is just amazing. There's not much I can say really. We've got a very nice eye starting to come out. It's a smaller eye now than what we did see. It's nice and clear by the looks of things, and it's got that good outflow, the wispy outflow towards the north, and it's got some very solid lower level inflow as well. It looks like it might be starting to separate its bands and becoming something more annular, or what appears to be annular. It's a very impressive looking system, and one that I have high hopes for doing even better on its march to Category 5 status. Maybe we can't be riding off 150 knots. Now, that would be very impressive indeed. A 175 mile an hour system would be a cracker way to start the year. It's a fish Category 5 storm. It's one of my favourite storms to track, actually. It's not going to be affecting any land, so if you are in a land area and you're worrying yourself to sleep about this system, don't, because it isn't going to be coming anywhere near land. That's the latest that I have on Tropical Cyclone Faraji. If you did enjoy this video, you can show support by leaving a like. If you want to show more support than most, you can subscribe. That's all from me. I'll catch you all in the next storm. Goodbye.